You know what I said today? I'm in my housewife era, minus being a wife.
Yeah. I'm in my house, literally.
It was like, that's the funniest fucking thing. Oh my God. I'm so nervous.
I feel like we haven't podcasted in forever.
I know, it's been way too long.
Yeah, welcome to another episode, guys. Thank you for listening again. Keeping it juicy with Caitlin.
And Jamie. And
We're
Shy.
back at it again. Yes, we have a special guest. It is Shiloh again, if you remember her. I think our last episode that we posted, Shy was in it, right?
No, I think it was 3 ago.
Okay. This time
But-
she's gonna behave and she's gonna suck on her squishy. And yeah. We're gonna dive right into it today. Jamie and I came up with some good ideas that we want to talk about. But first,
Oh God.
so 2 episodes ago, we were at EDC. Fast forward to now, that was about a month ago.
Yeah.
We need to tell the people what has happened in between EDC and now. So
Buckle up, bitches.
if you guys remember, we talked about a guy that ghosted Jamie, and we went into a little bit of detail about, how he was deep throating feet, he might be gay. Obviously he has to be gay if he just ghosted Jamie. Like, there has to be a reason.
There has to be a really good reason.
A
of
really
why I got
good
ghosted.
reason. So
What's the reason?
Jamie went into Instagram and she got a message from someone, and I'm gonna let Jamie go into this.
Okay, so we put this podcast out literally the day after the podcast has been released.
Was it the day?
It was the day fucking
That
after.
bitch was on it.
Shiloh.
He's right in front of the camera.
She said,
Shy, over here.
tell me the tea.
Lay down.
The day after this podcast comes out, I get a message on Instagram from someone I do not know. Ready for this? Hey girl, I know it's from nowhere, but someone send me your podcast part where you said you saw the guy who ghosted you at EDC. Is that maybe
Ghost guy.
Ghost Man? And I said to this person, because I don't know who they are, also only have like 300 followers, and I was like, that's kind of sketchy. And I was like, I don't really feel like name dropping, but maybe, what's up? She hits me with, I'm Ghost Man's girlfriend of 4 years. 4 years!
Okay, what did you say back? Because that's what I was gonna ask you, because I never followed up and asked you what you said to her after she said that.
She said that, and then, so if that's the case, if that is blank, then everything is clear, ... And that was a screenshot. I can't find the message now. But I was pretty much like, damn, yep, it's him. Because, like, she deserves to know, like, 4 years. Even if it's, like, a lie, like, whatever, fuck it. But I was like, yeah, that was him. And she was like, well, when did it start? He's telling me, like, you guys were nothing, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, honestly, even if we were nothing, he flew me out like 5 times to go to his shows. We hung out, we hooked up.
Well, of course he's gonna tell her that.
Exactly. And I was like, girl, I have no reason to lie to you. So I'm gonna be straight up. Like, we were talking from August to January.
So you ended up telling her everything.
Yeah, I mean, it was like very short and simple. Like, we talked from August to January. We hung out this many times. And we did this. And she was like, well, he's saying it's like this. And I was like, I have no reason to lie to you. Like, you're lucky I'm responding.
Literally, yes. Also, too, like, why is she reaching out to you and asking you questions about it? And then she's questioning whatever your response is.
Right.
As if you have any reason to, like, tell her something that's false when you're not even talking to this guy. Also, too, you guys, I would really love to point out that it makes me cackle every time we talk about this. And it's like, she was like, my friend sent me a clip from your podcast episode because they just so happened to assume it was this guy that you were in a relationship with for 4 years. Like, no, bitch, this is exactly what you did. Okay, you were looking at who he was following. You found a girl named Jamie Lynn Wren, and then you started stalking her, and then you saw she was posting your boyfriend, and then you saw she started a fucking podcast, and you wanted the juice. So you started listening to the podcast, and you heard the story. And you connected the dots about deep throating feet, and you were like, that sounds like it's about my boyfriend.
That got him, the deep throating the foot. If I didn't say that, we would have been in the clear. But like, I feel bad. Like, obviously it sucks that she got cheated on, and like, I know it wasn't just by me. Like, I know this man, 4 years. I know so many girls that have had sex with this man.
She's over there in the streets of...
Leave it out. I think that's good.
We need to keep it in. I thought I was just talking to you for a second.
I'm crying.
She's out here in the fucking streets of thinking that her boyfriend is some faithful international DJ.
Wrong. You are so wrong. So wrong.
He's sleeping with the streets of the USA, okay?
Yeah, that was rough. And she was just like, well, he says that you guys were nothing. And I was like, even if we were nothing, he still fucked me. Like, he still flew me to his shows and we were hanging out multiple times. Like, he still cheated on you regardless. Good luck. And she sent me something else and I just read it. I didn't respond because I'm like, this is not my problem. I figured out the reason of why I got ghosted and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have to do a whole deep dive into trying to like make it make sense to this girl. Like you did your duty of like telling her what was going on and, you know, leave it at that. Good luck. And hope it works out for you.
It won't.
Yeah. But that is so funny. We really just had to fill you guys in on that because
I never thought that would happen.
We could not miss. Yeah.
It's a new podcast too, but like, hey, was it this person? I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. She was listening.
If you're watching, I'm sorry, and I hope you got your shit figured out.
I
had no idea he was in a relationship.
I hope he's not still deep throating your feet, and you had to deal with that.
That's bad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's bad.
But yeah, no, that was really funny. Actually, he's going to be playing at the festival that I'm going to this weekend.
Oh my god.
I wonder if he'll
Forest
be with the girl. Probably not.
Fly your girlfriend out. The fuck?
Yeah.
Why isn't she on tour with you?
Right.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way.
Oh my god. The elephant's out of the room.
The elephant's out of the room. Let's catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we haven't caught up with ourselves and the squad, our juice squad.
The juicers.
In a while, and a lot has happened, I feel like.
Since EDC, yeah. Well, we were supposed to do more than one episode at EDC. We didn't. We died.
We did one more episode. It never got sent to us, and I'm pretty sure that I was still fucked up.
We were on 1 hour of sleep. I like scrubbed my face of makeup off at like 7 a.m. We were supposed to podcast at 8 or like 9.
Yeah, before we checked out.
It was the worst. I don't even think we said one complete sentence.
I don't think so either. I honestly think it was really bad, but it could have been really good.
I think I want to get it just to make some reels out of it. Just being like, this is what drugs do to your brain, because we were like, Postmates is here. Like it made no sense what we were talking about at all.
Yeah, EDC was fine. I don't know. I just get so exhausted from that shit nowadays. That's why I'm only going to Electric Forest for 2 days.
That's smart.
Yeah. But okay.
Electric Forest, if you guys don't know, is a music festival in Michigan, and you camp in the fucking massive forest, and it's beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It used to be Rothbury Music Festival because they throw it in Rothbury, Michigan. And I have been going since 2012. Damn. It's the first time I ever took acid. I took it in the middle of the forest. I was one with nature. I thought that I was an animal amongst other animals, running through the forest, going like this, bare feet. I had no fucking shoes on. Zed was playing.
Okay.
And I was at the height of my acid trip. And I'm sitting there, first time on acid, and I'm looking at the stage, and it just starts melting. And I look at my friend, and I'm like, we really need to tell someone. Like, the stage is melting. Like, we really have to tell someone. Like, so we need to tell security. And she's like, Caitlin, you're on fucking acid. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then the stage stopped melting. And then I look at it again and it started melting again. And I was like, oh my God, Marissa. I was like, when's this go away? And she was like, girl, you need to chill. You need to sit down. And then it was like really great. And then you get to the 15th hour because like the first time you do acid, the introduction is like, hey, you're going to trip for like 15, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Good luck. And like, I was a new tripper, so I didn't like understand like you could take melatonin or you could take like a this or that and like kind of like dwindle it down a little bit. And it was so windy. I was in a fucking tent and the wind was just blowing and I was laying there like, when is it gonna be over? Like this is so awful. But one of the greatest things I love about acid is you can work through like whatever, like it gives you like a little lesson and you can kind of work through like a realization of like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do in this relationship. And like I've worked through so much shit. In my life on acid.
Because I didn't even like have this in my memory until you just said that. But when I was younger, sounds bad, but when I was younger in like college and shit, if I was going through like a rough situation where it's like this or that, I'd literally be like, you know what, I'm gonna drop acid right now or take some shrooms and like figure it the fuck out. Yeah. And I would take acid to like, not in the beginning when you're like tripping, because you can't think properly, everything's just gone, but like kind of on the come down when you can like start really making sense of your thoughts. I feel like you go into a different level or like different reality where you're like, this one path will take me and this is the other, and you can like really figure shit out.
Yeah, and stuff will just pop into your brain too, and you're like, oh, I can sit here for a minute. It's kind of like swiping through like a Netflix, like Hulu or something like that. It's like thoughts are coming at you at 1,000,000 miles a minute, boop, 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 and then you can pick whichever one you kind of want to like navigate down the road to. If that makes sense. And that's just what I've always done on acid. I haven't done acid in a long time. Besides that microdose, the last time that I did acid besides the microdose, like a couple years ago, was actually, we didn't plan to talk about this, but we can if you want to. Okay. I took acid and it was the most traumatic experience of my life. And I was taking acid for like, at that point, like 9 years. Like I had done, not to like sound ridiculous, but I've dropped a lot of fucking acid in my time. And me and my friend, we were just at an after party or whatever, and we took acid with one of her friends. And I didn't know this guy. We were in my apartment, in my safe space. And he apparently had a lot of trauma and a lot of demons to work through because the acid hit him. And I have never experienced this in all the years that I've ever taken acid with anyone that I've ever been around. Shiloh's humping the pillow next to us.
Shy does like to hump things sometimes when she gets her stuffies.
But, so we were at my apartment, and this has never, ever, ever, ever happened to me. I've never saw this or anything. This guy, whatever was going on in his brain that he was trying to work through, he attached it to me. And he made the attachment that I was someone that he was in love with.
Oh my God.
And that no one else could have me. And the only person that could have me was him. And when I tell you I'm on acid, I'm tripping my balls off. I'm with one of my girlfriends in a very small apartment, and I don't know this guy, and he starts standing over me. and telling me, like, no one's gonna have you. I'm the only one that can have you. Like, and standing over me, like, literally so terrifying. Like, I'm like, what is this guy gonna do to me? Like, it literally freaking out. My dog Zen is in my lap. And I'm like holding on to him. He's scaring the shit out of Zen. I'm like looking at Zen like, oh my God, like I don't know what's going on. My friend is like pulling him. And then he starts getting aggressive. And he starts like fighting like with her, like because he's trying to get to me. And he starts screaming all of this stuff, like all these profanities and everything were like coming out of his mouth because he was like saying weird stories that were like about me that weren't about me. And a lot of it got like really, what do you call that word? Like nasty, like the things that he was saying. And then he started breaking plates in my house. And then he started breaking glasses in my house that were like up. And I started getting so scared and I didn't want to get up and move because I was afraid that he was going to attack me.
Oh my God.
So I'm texting my friend Papa, shout out. And I'm like, I need you right now. I call him and I'm like, can you please come here? Like, we don't have anyone to help us. And he was like, he was going fucking snowboarding or something. And he was like, sure, I'll be there in a minute. I was like, please, like bawling my eyes out. Like, I don't know what to do with this guy. He's literally like, I've possessed. I've never saw anybody like this in my life. And finally, Lindsay gets him into like a hold, my friend. And I run into my bedroom and I lock the door and I'm on the phone with Papa. And then he comes into my house because I have it unlocked. And it took him so long to get this guy out of my apartment. He was like, what do you want me to do with him? I was like, I do not give a fuck. Get him out. Just get him out because there's no way that I can get him out. I don't care what happens to him. I literally don't even care if this motherfucker gets hit by a car. It is not I can't do this and I'm not calling the police because I'm on fucking acid. And also too, my friend Papa is like, I don't want anything to happen. You know what I mean? There were just so many, and my acid brain is like, I don't fucking know what to do. So I was just like, get him out. Finally, he gets him out of the house. There's shit broken all over my apartment. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm literally not okay. Like, I need to go to sleep or like something because that was the craziest shit that ever happened to me. Lindsay ends up getting a text from him the next day. And he was like, LOL, just got ejected from the hospital. What happened last night? And she was like, what? She was like, LOL. She's like, no, like what happened last night was really serious. And like, we probably need to just like talk about it like another time. And she was like, what happened? And he was like, I don't even know.
He has some demons. You need to fight.
And I was like, that is so fucked up. So just a little word of advice, guys. Don't do acid with random people ever. Make sure that you're always in a safe place. And because you never know. And also too, just don't take acid if you feel like there is some like really traumatic shit that you have to work through because that will pop up.
Yeah. That could bring me to my acid story.
Yeah.
At Electric Forest.
Oh God.
We're bringing it all the way back, baby. This was not my first time doing acid. This is probably like my fourth time doing acid. It was a couple months after my boyfriend Anthony was murdered in Chicago. Like, I want to say 3 months. And I go to E-Forest and it's with a group from my middle school and this girl Maggie, love Maggie, shout out Maggie, who I just met a day before E-Forest. And we go, and I had a lot of acid on me, like a lot. So I take one, I'm feeling it. I'm like, I can take another. I take 2 tabs of acid. And you know how Electric Forest, they have those bands, it's like live bands and they're playing like, I don't even know what the music is called, but like, oh,
like the string cheese incident kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay, so they're playing that. So it's a good vibe. It's like sunset. The hay is all wiggly and looks like fucking, I don't know. Everything's good.
And then the second tab rolled in.
The second tab was rolling in and it was feeling real good. I was standing on this weird like mushy thing and I was like, I'm gonna go fucking exploring. And they're like, all right, bye, like have fun. And I was like, fuck it. And then like I leave that stage and I don't know, I think the vibes at that stage were so high where I was like up here. And then when I left and I was just walking by myself, it kind of like simmered down in my brain. I was like, another one. So I took another.
No, Jamie, not full tabs. I would have been, literally my head would have been buried in the fucking ground.
I don't know. I wanted to keep riding the string cheese wave I was on. I don't know. So I took another one and I'm, you know, going through the forest and it's beautiful. And I'm like, I love life. I'm so happy. Like, wow, everyone looks so pretty. The trees are, it's like, you're in a forest. I love nature, right? So I was like, this is beautiful. And then there was like a disco ball forest where there was like, for 60 yards, it's just trees covered in disco balls.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and
so
lights and everything.
Yeah, I'm like, woohoo, this is great. And then it got dark, and when it got dark,
No.
the vibes were off. And I was like, wait, I'm alone. Where are all my friends at? And I was like, that's okay, we're trying to find a new stage. And Electric Forest is a really big music festival. And I was lost in the sauce in my brain and in reality. Like, I had no idea where the fuck I was. And it started like trickling in little by little of like, I'm really alone right now. Oh, I just took a lot of drugs. I'm really fucked up. And then it was like, my brain just got dark with the light getting dark. Everyone around me looked like zombies. Everybody, like fucked up on drugs, zombies, like Walking Dead shit. Like, and then their faces, because you're on acid, start to get real creepy and like distorted. God. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I feel like you can see on acid who's evil and who's not evil.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I'm walking around and I'm like, oh, fuck. And it went from like, I'm in nature, like so excited, to a haunted house trail. And I'm like, oh fuck. And there are like people sitting on the ground, normal, but in my eyes, they were like, crawling and shit. And I was like, fuck. So I am at this point running around the forest, like, oh, sorry, excuse, like literally yelling at people, like, ah! Like screaming. I was one of those, like completely so scared. Felt like a haunted house. And I'm like, I need to find someone I know. And then I see Maggie and I grab her and I'm like, Maggie, help me. And she's like, what's going on? Like, she's just a glowing light and she looked normal. And I was like, I'm lost. I'm fucking lost. She's like, all right, come with us. We go to a different stage. The vibes are still not it. And then we went to this, like, they have all these art installations. And it was this fucking thing where I was like, oh, what is it? It's cool. And she was like, let's go in here. And she had a similar situation with an ex that passed away. And this fucking art installation was the thing where it's like, write a note to your angels. And I was like,
oh yeah, they do have that.
This sounds real cute, right? Sounds great.
Oh, were you bawling your eyes out?
Bitch. I go in there, I'm like, okay, I can do this. One, can't write. I'm fucking tripping on 3 tabs of acid, so I'm trying to write. So I think I drew a picture, I'm not sure. Folded it, put it there, and then I'm looking at all of these fucking letters on the walls, and I'm like, that's a lot of people that died. Yeah. And then it was like, I walked out, and it was just like, poof, like instantly horrible, like haunted house, and then I'm sad as fuck. And then I lost Maggie because she saw someone she knew and she ran off. And I was like, shit. and then I was like, I just need to make my way back to my car, right? Yeah. I didn't know where my car was. So I'm running around Electric Forest trying to find the exit for hours, tripping balls in a haunted house. And it was fucking terrifying. And then my brain started being like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Why are you doing drugs? And this was like kind of during my bodybuilding prep. Yeah. So I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't like going towards my goals. Like, I'm just like fucking up right now. I'm lost in the woods with scary zombies. Like, what's going on? And I was getting so frustrated trying to find an exit. And it was like, impossible. And then I see this kid I went to high school with and he's just like, what's up, Jamie? And I was like, dude, I need help now. And he was like, what's going on? I was like, I need you to find my car and bring me there. And like, how does he know where my car is? I don't know. Shout out to you. If you're watching, you're probably not, but he somehow found my car and like we're walking and I'm holding onto this man like this because there are fucking gremlins crawling on the ground everywhere. But they weren't there. And I was like, oh my God, did you fucking see that thing by the truck? And he's like, there's nothing there. And I'm like, just bring me to my car. I go in my car and I lock myself in the car until morning. And I just like tried to sleep it off because that was the scariest shit ever.
Oh my God. And that is why you don't take 3 tabs of acid.
That's why you don't. Yeah, stick to one.
Yeah. That's a crazy story. I could just imagine you like running, screaming and being so like scared in the forest, like you're in a fucking haunted house and you're like, who is this bitch and what is she on?
I really wish like someone took a video because like, I don't know, people are on drugs or making weird facial expressions anyway. And I literally remember this girl, I don't know if it was my brain, but she was like ticking, doing some weird shit. And I was like, oh my God, like fucking running away from people.
This makes me think about one time me and Kiana, like quite a few years ago, we went to EDC and we dropped a tab of acid as we were walking, because this is when we used to just like get GA or whatever, years ago, before like we really knew like a lot of people or anything. And we would walk down those big stairs from GA. And we dropped a tab of acid, and the opening set is Chris Lorenzo back-to-back, like Chris Lake or something like that. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be sick. We take a tab of acid and we're sitting there on the ground and we're tripping balls, right? And we were having the best time ever. Whoever this guy was that was in front of us, he was not having the best time.
No.
He was walking back and forth. Just imagine like walking back and forth like this, sobbing his eyes out. And he wouldn't sit down. His girlfriend would try and like sit him down. He wouldn't sit down, or he would sit down for a second and then he would stand up. But he was doing it. He wasn't doing it like, oh, I'm crying, I'm so sad. It looked like very theatrical, like a cartoon character was like, no. Like he was on something. And he's literally, Jamie, he's like a foot in front of us. Like I kid you not. So we're sitting there on acid looking at this guy for like 20 minutes, just bop back and forth. And his girlfriend's like, no, like please just sit down. She's like, she looks like, she keeps looking at her friends like this, like I don't know what to fucking do with them.
Oh my God.
Fast forward, like, I don't know what the time frame was. Fast forward, me and Kiana go out to a show, and it's like outside on a rooftop, whatever. This was actually a really funny night because I went into a K-hole and I was in the bathroom for like an hour. Oh, but prior to that, before that, we saw this guy and his girlfriend.
Was in Vegas? Or
yeah, because they had to have lived there or whatever. And Kiana's like, oh my God, Caitlin, like that's the guy and his girlfriend. And so I kid you not, I fucking tap him on his shoulder and I was like here. And it makes me cry laughing every time because it was so funny. Like it was one of those moments on acid where you're just crying, laughing because of somebody else's like unfortunate event that's happening. I tap him on his shoulder and I'm like, oh my God, you're the guy that was crying at that set. Like, are you okay? What was wrong?
Yeah.
And they literally look at us and in pure embarrassment, just like look away. And they like don't even acknowledge like that we were like, oh, like you really embarrassed yourself. We recognize you. Are you good? And it was fucking hilarious that we ran into this couple because
really funny.
It was such like a funny moment.
Oh.
Kiana, if you're listening to this, she would just crack up. Oh my gosh, but that was really funny. So that was like a good memory on acid. I feel like on a lot of our podcasts, we talk about doing drugs or doing acid.
We actually don't do shit often.
I know.
Which is the funniest. The stories
Not
are
anymore.
good though.
Not anymore. Like I feel like we used to like, well, I used to dabble like a lot because I used to be like heavily into like the party and the show scene and stuff. And we would love to take acid at festivals. That was like my go-to.
Yeah. I definitely took it more. I can't talk more when I was younger. I did stuff like high school, college. So now I'm just like, I don't need to like drop acid to figure out my life, I think I could just sit down and journal and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't really do it so much anymore.
But I would love.
I get more anxious.
I want to like take shrooms and trip in my house and like go swimming and paint and do some like therapeutic work for it, but not so much like stare at walls and just be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Oh,
growth.
never mind. I just had a thought, but it didn't make sense to like follow through with the thought. Does that ever happen to you?
Oh, never mind.
I have a thought and I'm like, I always get ahead of myself with talking. So like I'll say something and then like I'll dial it back because I'm like, wait a minute, no. I didn't really need to go into that.
Okay, that's fine.
Brain fog. Okay, so on our list,
Yeah, what's the next thing up on here?
we have a list. I don't know if I brought this up on one of our episodes, but I got a new puppy. Her name is Juniper. She's a
cute.
Cavalier Ruby Red Charles Spaniel, and she's literally so cute. And she does not understand what potty training means, but I think we'll get the hang of it. Also, too, my kitchen renovation is complete. And you guys, I feel like a fucking $1 million after doing this kitchen remodel because I didn't hire a company to just do the kitchen remodel. That would have costed me like $50,000 to $60,000 to do that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna play, what's it called? Like the one who orders all the people. Like I got the florist, I got the countertop person, I got the cabinet person.
She did her thing.
I did all the hardware, all the appliances, everything. Like each thing, I hired the people or I bought the stuff. Saved me like $20,000.
That's awesome.
And after finishing it in like a month, I was like, wow, I'm such a badass. I'm so happy that I finally did that because that was the intention with the house.
Yeah.
Was that I'm gonna buy the house, I'm gonna put work into it, I'm gonna learn how to do it, get the profits from this and then do like future projects. And it's almost complete. So
awesome.
now I'm just debating where I want to move next. So
New chapter.
yeah, I'm thinking Florida or Vegas. We'll see.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we'll see. But that's that, you guys. Stay tuned for the next reno.
Playing real life Sims out here.
I am. I used to fuck with Sims heavy.
I have it on my PC.
I had all the codes where I would get millions of dollars and then
Motherload.
my Sims were fucking living large. Now people go to jail for that or prison for money laundering and fraud.
In real life.
In real life.
Not on The Sims. I have
Not
Sims.
on
They
The
don't go to
Sims
jail.
though. You can literally live your best fucking life on The Sims and
With
the
cheat
popes
codes,
are
yeah.
not coming for you. It was like XYZ12798.
Motherload.
Yes.
50 grand.
Yeah.
I'll just do motherload, motherload.
Yes.
I know the cheat codes. I wish to
Sims,
life.
sponsor us. I would love that sponsorship. You want to know what actually I think we should reach out to for a sponsorship? So you guys, I don't know. Oh, I saw a reel on Instagram and it was like basically this reel about buttholes and how you're wiping your anus with white toilet paper that when you break it down, it has a ton of chemicals in it and goes into your butthole and is causing butthole cancer. And butthole cancer is on the rise by 35%. No, this is like,
Did
okay.
you use my bidet?
No, I didn't. I saw it after I took a shit. And I was like, wow. I was like, wow, that would have been nice if I knew it was there.
Yeah, I used the bidet.
Yes. Okay, so you guys, I have my, okay, I'll finish the first story and then I'll get to the second one. So I fall into this deep dark hole and this is in a morning of EDC. So I'm still like faded, like cross-eyed. And then like I see this reel and I'm like, oh my God, I need to know everything about what this person is talking about. So I start Googling and I'm like, okay, what's in my toilet paper? What kind of chemicals are in there? Like, how do they dye it? Like, what are all these things that I'm putting on my anus? Because I don't know if you guys know about boofing, but I used to boof in my day, okay? And if you don't know what boofing, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Boofing is where you put stuff up your ass. You wanna know what I put up my ass? Not like a ton of crazy shit, but I used to, this brings me into back to the drugs, okay? I had a friend once blow cocaine up my asshole with a straw. I love how we're like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. And then like it leads us here. So, and also too, we used to finger cocaine and put it up our assholes because it would just like hit us faster. Yeah. Okay. We were into some crazy shit. It was fun. So that's what boofing is. And like when you put it into those glands, it will like hit you faster, right?
Yeah.
So that's how like when I started like looking at all these articles and stuff, I was like, okay, so chemicals are really getting in there and it's like bad for you. So I was doing my research and came to the conclusion that all white toilet paper is bad and that you need bamboo toilet paper. And so I ordered massive boxes of bamboo toilet paper from Amazon and paper towels because I don't want those paper towels that like are chemical infected too. Ew.
Is it soft?
It's not like super soft, but it's not hard though.
Okay.
So I ordered Better Way. This could be our sponsorship. Better Way. We're like talking about boofing and like stuff like that. And then
I put cocaine in my asshole, so now I don't want ass cancers. So Better Way, help me out.
So I ordered Better Way and I've been using Better Way and I really like it. And it's just bamboo toilet paper. And where was I going with this entire conversation?
I have no idea.
Where did I start? See, this is what happens to me.
I have no idea.
I did have something else that I wanted to talk about though.
Sponsorships?
Yeah, I was talking about sponsorships and I was like, okay, Better Way. The Better Way is the right way for your anal glands. But anyways, that's where I was going with that. Maybe it will come back to me. What I was thinking of.
Probably.
What were you talking about before that? Do you remember?
Your house renovation and playing Sims. I don't know how it got here. I really don't. What's on our list? What's on the list?
What's on our list? Okay, anyways.
Oh,
maybe what I was thinking about will come back to me at a later date. I assume so because that's the way my thoughts were. Next on our list.
Hit me with your best shot.
I really wanted to get into this one. Body count.
Oh, fuck.
Body count.
What's your body count?
Jamie's like 4 people. Yeah, times that by a million. Okay, this is my thoughts on body count, and this is why I really wanted to talk about body count, because I feel like women don't really ask this question.
Correct.
They don't really ask guys this question.
We don't want to know the answer.
We don't want to know. We don't really care. I feel like that's something that I would have maybe asked when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like if I was 18, 19, 20. Or
High school, like, what's your body count?
Yeah, like how many people have you slept with? Oh my God, that's so nasty. You're a whore.
Yeah.
But like, I'm 31 fucking years old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If I'm going out on a date and a guy asks me, like first, second, third date, whatever, is asking me, oh, what's your body count? I'm gonna be like, check, I'll pay.
Literally.
Because like, why the fuck do you care? First of all. Second of all, literally, who cares?
Yeah.
Because like, what's it matter?
Like,
you should be hoping I'm out here fucking and sucking so that when it comes to you and we settle down together,
that shit.
I know what's up, okay?
Yeah. I
What do you
mean,
think?
practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
You gotta be out there fucking and sucking to figure out what the fuck you like and what you don't and how to do shit.
Yeah. On a serious note, too, I did see a reel or somebody post about body counts. And this girl was like, she was saying something about how there's all these guys out here that are basically putting women down for their body count, or saying like these guys are out here with a body count of like 100, 150, 200, yada, yada, whatever it would be. And expecting their girl being like, no, I don't want a girl who slept with a lot of guys. I want her body count to be under 10, blah, blah, blah.
Literally under 10.
And the girl was like, no, you get your match. Mm-hmm. Your body count, like get your match with someone. Like, why do you think of a girl less than having a high body count and you need a girl to be respected? Like, no, get your match. Yeah. You're out here with 150 body count, get your match.
True.
But yeah.
I totally agree with that.
I agree too.
I don't think I would ever ask a guy his body count nowadays, just because I don't want to know. Like, one, that everything that happens past this fucking second is in the past, so why should it matter?
Yeah.
Like, if you fucked 5 people or 500 people, okay, maybe 500 is a lot, you know, that's, you were a whore at some point.
Were you a whore in a dungeon that, like, you know?
But also, like, did you get it out of you? Because then, like, good if you got it out. If you didn't get it out, move along, you know? But I don't know. I would never ask someone their body count. I don't want to know. Everything that happened before meeting me is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
And that's when when people keep bringing up the past and shit, it's like things that they haven't healed from. It's like, you gotta get over this, focus on the present and then your future.
Yeah. With my ex, we were fully able to, like, ask each other literally whatever, because we got to a comfortable place where it was like, we can know everything about each other and we're so comfortable with each other. We literally don't care.
Yeah.
But these guys that are walking around either trying to take you out on a date or just, they don't even know you and they're randomly asking, like, what's your body count? And I'm like, you're such a tool. Like, that's so weird. And why is that something that people care about?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I'm not a guy, so I feel like guys don't want girls that sleep around a lot, and they want them, like, to be all for themselves, even though, like, they're gonna make that up in their head. And I've seen so many things where it's like, if someone asks you your body count as a woman, you're just gonna lie, because if you say the truth, they're gonna get butthurt about it. And so you just have to be like 4, 5, and they're gonna be like, oh my God, love it. I wish you were a virgin though.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, I have a life before you. My bad.
Yeah. I mean, when I was for instance, like, when I was in high school and college, like, I am a woman who has lived. Okay? That is all I am saying, guys. I'm sure you caught the drift in the first 5 episodes. All right? But, like, now, like, in the last 5 years of my life, like, I literally don't sleep with anyone or hook up with anyone. And it's just because, like, I've gotten to a place in my life where, like, I do kind of, like, look back and I think, like, oh, I wish this person can't say that they had access to me in this way at one point.
Yeah.
Because I actually also had somebody message me on OnlyFans and they said, my buddy said he fucked you before. Ha ha ha, that's so funny. And I was like, who's your buddy? And he was like, he went to high school with you. And I'm thinking to myself, so your buddy who fucked me when I was like, had sex with me. It sounds so weird to talk about myself when I'm younger and say fucked. Had sex with me when I was 16, 17, 18 years old.
God, so
I was a child, a literal child, is talking about how they had sex with me when I was a baby.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is very strange.
And you're bringing it up to me in
Now.
my OnlyFans account when I'm 31 years old.
Yeah, like,
That's just
that
weird.
was the highlight of your life. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take the ribbon. Thanks.
Right. I can't believe that was such a great memory for you. But it's like, it's crazy because you don't think about that when you're younger.
Yeah.
You don't think about those things.
I definitely, in college, my 2 years of college, definitely did my hooking up and, like, got it out the way. I didn't go crazy though, but I did have a couple hookups. And then, like, yeah, for the past couple of years, it's been kind of serious relationship.
Like, people you're really interested in and dating.
Yeah, and I will say the more, like, healing and the self-worth and just the journey that I'm on in life, I see myself as, like, my body is a temple. And, like, I think when you do hook up with people and you do have sex, like, you are literally connecting on a spiritual level. And it's like an energy switch. So it's like, if I don't know you and I don't see, like, a connection with you, do I want to swap energies and, like, have that connection to you?
Yeah.
Not really. I'm, like, very picky now.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel super picky as well. I also really hope that I transition out of this I'm not attracted to anyone and I don't want to fuck anyone era, because I'm kind of over it, and I would really like to be attracted to people again. sexually and mentally and like have that meet and like want to experience myself sexually again, because I feel like for so long I haven't.
I feel like you probably would find people attractive sexually and mentally, but I think there's something in your brain that's like locked.
Turning it off.
And you gotta figure out what that click is and unclick it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think so too.
And then you're gonna be like, oh my God, wait, that guy is so hot over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think with our day, like society or like hookup culture and stuff like that, it's just so prominent.
Yeah.
And people are just out here kind of like fucking whoever. And I get it for a period of time, like have your fun, go through your phase.
Yeah.
But when you're just so not involved in that space anymore and you don't want to be involved in that space anymore, I don't want somebody to put me in that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was put into in the past, because I would be talking to these people that weren't honest and truthful about where they were at. So I'm also a little bit nervous about that.
It's so scary dating nowadays. Like it really is terrifying, because like you could be walking into it with like an open heart, like bless you, an open heart, ready to fall in love and like really put yourself out there. But then you have other people that are ready to date, but like since hookup culture is so prominent nowadays, everyone is so fucking scared of getting hurt again. Mm-hmm. And one, they're scared of getting hurt, but they also haven't done the work to heal their traumas. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have a guy and a girl, right? And they're going on a fucking date. The girl is already thinking like, this dude probably just wants to fuck.
Yeah.
And so like say they go back to her house and she's gonna be like, gonna do the deed, whatever, and then call herself an Uber. Cause like that's the vibe that dating is nowadays. It's like literally everyone just wants to hook up and doesn't want anything serious. Or people are so afraid to let their walls down and like take their armor off and just be open to like a new relationship and finding love because they got hurt in the past. Like everybody on this fucking planet has gotten hurt at one point in their life or has been in a shitty situation or a toxic relationship. But you have to like sit with yourself and heal those wounds before you move on to like an actual good one.
Yeah. And also too, like what we were talking about earlier is I feel like it's also just so much harder with that because of how accessible people around the fucking world are.
Yeah.
So it's like if you meet someone that you really like, these guys, a lot of the time it's guys, have access to all these different options. Mm-hmm. And they just want to fuck everyone and be with everyone, and they don't want to commit to anything. And it's like 1 in a million that you'll meet someone that isn't like that. Mm-hmm. And it's just very hard finding that needle in a haystack because you don't just want to be another one.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to navigate that.
It is. I agree.
With dating and hookup culture.
I hate hookup culture.
I think I hate it too.
It's so annoying. And it's annoying because they could be coming in with like good intentions and like tell you kind of what you want to hear. And then like say you're interested and they're like hot, you guys are hitting it off and like you want to have sex, and then you have sex and then it's like a completely different person and they're like deuces, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, that like, really
scary.
Sucks too.
It's scary to try. That's why, I'm at the point, right? Mm-hmm. I'm dating. So I'm focused on one guy, and I told myself, I was like, if this shit doesn't work out with this one person, because I'm really tired of being hurt. Like I truly am. And like the hookup culture and shit, just everyone's got their battle wounds and no one's trying to fix it, and I'm over it. So if this shit doesn't work out within whatever amount of time I give it, I think I'm gonna like take a year to myself. And I saw it on a different podcast where this woman, her therapist told her to take a full year to just focus on herself. Yes. No texting, no getting anyone's numbers, no flirting, no going on dates, like literally no guy friends, but like you're not having sex, you're not dating, and like just see what it does to you mentally. And I'm like, I feel like I could do that. And I'm also going to get a golden retriever puppy. Another one.
Yeah, well, that's something that you were telling me earlier is you were talking to somebody about giving yourself like a certain amount of time and then basically making a decision because you don't want to be worrying or, you know, hurting yourself in a process when you want to still experience and not be too like hard on yourself or think too much into things, because I feel like just naturally I do that and we can all tend to do that, and it's like have fun and then set your boundaries, you know. With what you just said too, that would bring us into our next thing that we wanted to talk about. We were talking about earlier is celibacy. This is something that I've experienced in my lifetime already, and I may have touched base on it on a prior episode, but I chose to become celibate at one point in my life because I was dealing with fuckboy after fuckboy after fuckboy. And I was literally just fucking over it. And I was so fucking over it that I was like, nobody's going to fuck me anymore. So I was like, I'm quitting that. And for almost 2 years, I was celibate. I didn't have sex, didn't make out, didn't talk to anybody, nothing like that. It was completely out of my life. And then I met my ex. And he came into my life, and that was a great transition for
I bet.
no sex, taking the time for yourself. Nobody gets access to you. You get to determine who does get access to you. And it was like regaining that kind of power back and having more mental clarity. And it was really nice. So who knows? Maybe that would be something that would bring you a little bit of clarity and peace, is some celibacy.
It's either that or I'm back to the streets.
Celibacy, streets. Celibacy, streets. Celibacy, streets. She's like, which one is it gonna be?
I feel like celibacy in the wintertime and the streets in the summertime.
Celibacy in the cold weather.
Yeah.
But that's when like you're supposed to have a, what's it called?
Snuggle buddy?
A snuggle buddy, but what do the kids call it these days? There's a word for it. What the fuck is it called?
Cuffing season?
Cuffing season!
I'm a kid! No. I'm with the shits.
It's supposed to be
No,
cuffing
bitch.
season.
Wintertime is when I eat a shit ton of food. I go snowboarding. I'm just one with the snow, nature. I know I travel everywhere. It's hot and cold, but
Yeah. I feel like it
don't
was
know.
just winter.
I feel like
It was like just winter a week ago.
This
Now
is
we're in the
too
dead of
much.
summer. I can't keep up.
I think it's because we travel so much. Like for me, it was literally snow in the mountains, Bahamas, back to the snow in the mountains,
Yeah,
to
you were
somewhere
back
else
to back.
warm. And I was like, my body was like, where am I? What day is it? It was insane.
Yeah, I feel like
love it,
you've
though.
been traveling a lot of places the last 6 months, and like,
can't
have you
keep
been
up.
home for a month straight?
No.
Yeah.
No, last month I was home for like 4 days.
I'm ready to start that up.
What, being home or like not being
Not
home?
being home. I'm ready to be out in these summer streets. I'm trying to be in Europe.
I'm trying to go there.
I'm trying
let's
to
go.
like travel around, have a good time. Obviously, you're gonna be with me. We're gonna be together in these streets.
Yeah. Let's
So,
do it. No, I've been traveling way too much to the point where like I'm so social when I travel, since you're like traveling with people
Yeah.
and you're hanging out doing stuff. And then like when I come back, I'm so drained. So I just stay at home. And like I just got back from a trip and I've been home for probably 5 days now, which is a lot for me. Okay.
yeah, it's a long time.
All of my friends have asked me to hang out and like go out, leave my house, like go to parties, go out to the bars. And I have made up some stupid excuse of like, Shy doesn't feel good. I can't, my head hurts or something. I'd be like, can't make it. And I've just been so antisocial, but I think that's because my battery,
Recharging.
dude, I just need to recharge.
Yeah.
I talked to my therapist about it and she was like, you're so funny. You're just a person, like you travel so much that when you get home, it's like, oh, I just want to lay on this couch for a day, you know?
That's exactly how I am.
You just need a recharge sometimes.
It's kind of nice because we have like both. I couldn't imagine being somebody who is just always wanting to be around people and be out. Like you see these people who are like socialites or whatever, and they're just always out and always around people. And I'm like, what do you hate about yourself so much that you cannot sit at home alone? Because that's a thing. I don't like being around people that much. Like, I don't even like people that much.
Even if it's people I genuinely love, like family, like best friends, I'll be like, listen, I love you, but just hearing you talk right now is making me so mad. Like, I get flustered where I'm like, I just want no one to be in my house, and I just want to do whatever the fuck I want. If I want to play music, I don't have to be like, oh, like maybe they don't want it this loud, you know?
Or you just want to be alone.
Yeah.
I need that.
It's been nice.
I need that too. We'll even be on trips and stuff like that. And I'll stay, they'll go shopping or something. And I'll be like, I'm staying in the hotel. I need to binge watch my reality TV and feel like I am at home for like 3 or 4 hours. And then like, I'll go out tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
You do that. It's good. Normally on trips, I try
that.
and like force myself because I'm like, all right, I'm here. Like, let me go out.
Yeah.
But when I'm home, don't hit me up.
Don't hit me up if I'm hungry.
I really need to start going out more in Austin, for sure.
We just gotta live our lives, okay? I am literally over the hill. You guys, it was my birthday!
We're catching up still.
Yes! It was my birthday. I turned 24 years old. I turned 26 years old, and I'm so excited for 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to turn 27 too.
I turned 31 years old. It was my birthday. And yeah, because we filmed EDC like a week and a half before or something. It was actually really great. I had a super good time, but there were so many people like coming through that I'm happy that it's over because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like when you're constantly doing things. But it was like a really good birthday though. I ate really good food.
There you go.
I bought myself a G-Wagon.
She did.
We should do a car tour. It's super awesome, but the brakes screech, and I didn't realize that until I brought it home. And I took it into a car dealership because I was like, my brakes are screeching, so just like fix them, you know? Right? You think it would be that simple. I was dealing with this fucking bitch, okay? And she was like, they're performance brakes, so like if they're not up to temperature, they're going to screech. And I was like, you're telling me that I just bought a $150,000 fucking car and that's normal? So everybody in a G-Wagon is just riding around town, braking, and it's screeching? Like, no, that doesn't sound right. So I need to go somewhere else and get a second opinion.
Go to the G-Wagon place.
Yeah.
Did you take it there?
They literally sell G-Wagons, so like it's this high class place or whatever where they sell like luxury cars. This isn't where I bought it from, but it's in my town.
Okay.
Where like I was like, okay, they'll know what's going on. So now I'm gonna take it to like an actual Mercedes dealership and have them look at it and see what they say because that doesn't sound fucking right to me. Right?
Car people are always scammers, so you can't trust them.
Yeah, she was like, oh, they're fine. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so that's something that we could catch up about. What were you talking about before this? You guys, this is why I'm bad at podcasting. Because my brain will think about a thought and I'll go into this great story and then I'll come back to life and I'll be like, what were we even talking about this entire time? Oh, that's what I was gonna say about buttholes, you guys, is I have a really sensitive butthole because that little area in between the vagina and the butthole, when I wear thongs now, no, this is serious. And I need to know that people share my pain, okay? Because I will wear a fucking thong now and it will literally, if I wear it overnight, does this ever happen to you where it will like cut like your butthole or that area?
If it's like a thong where it's like just the
so
string,
sharp.
just like that string, it would get sensitive, but I don't sleep in thongs.
Yeah, I can't anymore.
No.
I like don't even like to wear thongs or like hardcore underwear like that anymore because it will literally cut my butthole.
That's fucked up.
So yeah, so I was like, oh, I can't have all these chemicals going in there when like my butthole cuts from my thongs, and it's like this whole spiral. So anyways, we'll just throw that to the side and we won't talk about that anymore.
Oh God, that's funny.
But dating, it's really hard.
Dating is hard. Heal your traumas. Do it. I think for future episodes, if you guys have a topic that you want us to discuss, go to the Instagram page and DM us a question or
Send
a topic.
us a DM soon.
Or if you're someone's girlfriend that we fucked, let us know.
I can't even tell you guys how many times this has actually happened to me, like the same exact situation.
Really? This is the first time it's ever happened to me. I was like,
because guys are fucking dirtbags.
I know.
And they're always sneaking around. And if you're listening to this, your fucking boyfriend is cheating on you. He's cheating on you, and you need to find out what his password is, and you need to go through his phone, and you need to figure out what bitch he is cheating on you with.
Have you ever been cheated on?
I don't know.
Probably.
I also haven't really dated. Like, I've only had like a few boyfriends.
Okay.
But I've probably been cheated on.
I've been cheated on.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Because it's some crazy, messy shit, brother.
Brother.
What's up, brother?
Oh my God. Oh, that sucks. I've never actually known, though, if I've been cheated on.
I feel like you would know. You got, like, intuition or a gut feeling, and you're like, this motherfucker's up to no good. Disgusting.
And I also be going through if I'm dating a guy, I know every single person you're following. Even if you're following 1,879 people, I've gone through every single person, and I have saw if they have been with you. And if you just recently started following them, I've watched their story from my burner account, so I know.
You got blocked.
We're not talking about that.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about that on the pod. But let me tell you guys, when we do talk about cheating and stalking and all the tips, I have tips and I have tricks, and I will tell you everything.
She's a digger. I'm more of a, I'm not going to look because I don't want to get hurt.
I will dig, and I know every single person that you're talking to or hanging out with or talking about. Everyone in your circle, like I know. I will see an elbow. I will see a fucking elbow in a video, and I will know if it's the girl that you fucked a month ago, okay?
Dude, she's on her shit. Watch out, boys.
So I'm not the person to fuck with. Was Freddie coming out? I feel like I got really intense. I have a forehead vein.
Maybe that's why people don't cheat on you, because they know you'll just know. Maybe I should just do that and be like, listen, buddy. What's this?
Yeah. But no, I'll just keep it in my bank. But I'll also be like really open and honest about it. Like if a guy I start dating, if any guy that I start dating, like I'll send him this future episode. So like he'll know to not fuck around on me, because I will know everything in 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious too.
Yeah.
Or I feel like the universe just shows you shit. Like, oh, this is, look. Here you go. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Go change your toilet paper so your butthole is clean and free of chemicals.
Change your butthole.
Bidet.
Get yourself a bidet.
Squatty potty.
Squatty potty, you have to. They're so lit. I got bought one for a Valentine's Day present once, and I was like, I asked for it.
Okay, I was gonna say something.
He didn't just buy me a squatty potty. I asked for it.
Okay.
And so it was sitting there with a little bow on it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like most people get diamonds or like, you know, cool gifts or taken out to restaurants, and I got a squatty potty.
You asked for it.
I asked for it. I asked for it, so I loved it. But yeah, and make sure that if you're listening to this on Spotify or a place that you could rate us or write a review or whatever the fuck you do these days on podcasts, do it. Comment on YouTube, watch the video.
Share it if you like it.
Share it with all your friends.
And follow us on Instagram if you want some daily photos of me and Kaylin.
Yep.
enjoy.
Enjoy, and we will be back next week with some more hot tea.
Hot tea.
Hot tea.
What's up, brother?
Bye, guys.